Welcome back to another video. This one I'm actually looking forward to. It's a subject I'm quite intrigued at. I've never experienced it and I've never used this process, so I'm intrigued to see how it comes out. So from the title you'll see this is about vapor blasting. Now vapor blasting is a form of water blasting with a type of media, whether that be glass, sand, walnut. It's a type of media that's mixed with water to blast items to get them clean. Now what you'll find is with some of these companies, they basically advertise that you don't need to remove seals, you can do, it doesn't damage surfaces, that type of thing. So what we've got here with me today is a customer's dropped a gearbox off. Now, unfortunately for the customer, he's had the gearbox vapor blasted, but never stripped the two cases, kept it as a complete, sent it for blasting, and now he's asked me to strip inspect and also install a diff. But on quick visual inspection and a quick mess, it's like the box feels very, very graty, like it's full of some of the media. So when we open up, we'll find out and have a look. And also what I'm intrigued to find out is, many years ago, 10 years ago, people were having rocker covers sandblasted. And what would happen there is the sand would ingrain itself into the aluminium, and when it got hot, it would fall. So when you'd have your rocker cover sandblasted, you would paint it, it'd look all pretty, you'd clean it all out with an airline, a jet wash, you'd put it onto your engine, and when it got up to temperature, the sand would fall out of the aluminium and damage the engine. I know probably 2 or 3 engines which were supposedly damaged by this process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip this box, visually inspect it, look at what's inside, and then I'm also going to turn the casing over and apply heat to the base and see if, again, with the vapor blasting, does the media ingrain itself in the aluminium, and see whether it drops or see if it's a bit more safer. So let me flip this around now, let me just show around and show you what I've seen, and we'll get on with a time lapse and start splitting this box down. So obviously, this is the gearbox. Obviously, really nice finish, really nice surface. Obviously, we've manhandled a bit, so it's got a couple of greasy hands on it. But the box is in neutral. And if you look at the shaft, you physically cannot turn it. Which, on these boxes, you should be able to. So, I'm fingers crossed for the customer, but it doesn't look good. We'll have a look. Like I say, we'll start the time lapse. Let's get it stripped down. Let's investigate. So it's just ready to come apart, and already it isn't looking pretty. It really isn't. If you look there, there is a big piece of sand material in there. All in the back casing, you can see all the grains of sand, and that's even before I start taking, splitting the box into 2. So let me lift this top of the casing off. Let's have a good look inside, but so far, doesn't look pretty. So, I've split it, and I'm absolutely speechless, to be honest with you. I've never seen something so bad, ever. To the point of, I think this is going to be a scrap gearbox. So, let me flip this round, and you can see for yourself. Look at how bad this is. And that's before I've even looked at the bottom of the casing where the sand can properly collect. But this is just, there's just chunks and chunks and chunks of sand everywhere. So I don't even know what to suggest for the customer. I think, like you say, by the time you're going to need to replace every bearing, split every gear, and listen to that, every bearing is going to be knackered with just sand and just horribleness. So yeah, it isn't very nice, and I don't know what to say. I really don't. So let me have a minute to contemplate what's going on, and we'll go from there. So obviously you saw the previous clip. The conclusion there is I'm stopping work. I'm not going to proceed on with this gearbox anymore. And the reason for that, a lot of people will just think, you know, strip every gear down, which is technically what the customer wanted anyway, wash and clean it all, and rebuild it all back up. The problem I see now is, even without even looking at this, is this is an F28 6-speed gearbox that I have run the same gearbox in my Corsa. Now, the gearboxes are super rare nowadays. They're gone up in value. They're about £850. You can't find spare parts for them. You can't get new bearings for them. Synchros are very few and far between. So for me to again go, yeah, let's rebuild this, we've got the impossible task of finding every single item new. So he's going to need all new bearings, he's going to need all new synchros, because synchros have like a meshing surface, which I'm going to guess without even looking, the sand is going to be ingrained into it. So let me just tilt this down so you can just have a quick nosy. That there is literally what has come out of the box without even knocking, banging, without even trying to get any sand out. That is what's just fallen out from opening that case. So pull it back. So I'm going to correspond with the customer. I'm going to tell him what's gone on, probably show him this video, and I don't even know where he's going to go with this one, because in my eyes, that box is now essentially scrap. We're going to get this together. I'm going to have to think of something, whether he has to buy a new box and we interchange parts, and I have no idea whether I can use the casing still as a vapor blasting and put another gear set inside the casing. I don't know. But as you can see just from that there, we hadn't even had a chance to even warm up the casing and see if sand fell out, because there's that much. I will still do that on a later video now when the customer decides what he's going to do. But that there is basically to show you lot that this vapor blasting is absolutely fantastic for cleaning stuff. But as you can see, it gets in every nut and cranny, and if you've got bearings, you've got seals, you've got that type of thing, it will potentially damage them. So just be careful and make sure it's done right. So unfortunately, end this video there. It's a short one, but there's not much more I can do. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and let's see what we're doing on the next video.